Ramzan Kadyrov, the head of Chechnyan Republic, has been a permanent feature of Russia's political landscape and the foundation of Vladimir Putin's regime. Ramzan Kadyrov has been in complete control over Chechnya and owns a private army called Akhmat that allegedly consists of 70 plus thousand of well armed and trained fighters. The strongest private army in Russia. Ramzan Kadyrov seems to be in the height of his strength. He inspires fear in his enemies, or he did until recently. Yet, today, Ramzan Kadyrov asked Vladimir Putin to approve his resignation, to remove from Ramzan Kadyrov's position as the head of Chechnya. This is a big earthquake of Russia's political system, the first event that might start a chain reaction. This is huge. Howdy, everyone. My name is Konstantin. Welcome to Inside Russia. This is the place where usual Russia is explained by the unusual Russian. You will not find here any BS, lies, or propaganda. Instead, you will find plenty of truth, common sense, and logic, and some emotions too, because I am a human being after all. Well, this is it. The turbulence is here. I've talked of a lot of troubles in Russia's economy. It has declined a huge deal recently, and the decline is fast now. It's increasing in speed. But despite all the troubles in the economy, the political system appeared to be stable until now. Yes, we could see the bulldogs fighting under the carpet, but they kept that fight or fights under the carpet. For example, a recent conflict between the head of the central bank Elvira Nabiullina and the owner of Russia's military-industrial complex, mighty powerful close friend of Vladimir Putin, Sergei Chemezov. They've had a fight for quite a few months, and it was hidden away from our eyes. And now, for the first time, we're seeing the change. We're seeing the eruption. Ramzan Kadyrov, I'll tell you the story of a very short story of what has happened with him in the last few months and in the last couple of years, really. Thing is, Ramzan Kadyrov has been sick. The rumors have it he had problems with kidneys. Then he had or has problems with pancreas. Anyway, he is sick. He has been sick for a while. But it's not a secret. We have known that for some time. And even here on this channel, I made a live stream saying Ramzan Kadyrov disappeared a couple months ago because he was not in Russia. Apparently, it was in Saudi, the United Arab Emirates in Dubai in December and in January, negotiating his families moving to Dubai, whatever. So, early February, Ramzan Kadyrov's health became worse. He got sicker. How do we know that? There are many signs. Okay, first of all, there are insiders. And they tell various journalists inside and outside Russia about the state of health of Ramzan Kadyrov. And usually, the reporters outside Russia write about it because inside Russia, it's kind of scary to write of these topics. Ramzan Kadyrov moves in his cortege, in a cavalcade of the cars, only around Grozny. If he needs to move around Chechnya, in the last few weeks, he has only flown in a special military helicopter. It's called a medical helicopter, where the doctors are present and the special medical equipment in case of emergency that, would be able to help them. He has missed all major events that happened in Chechnya after February. Instead, he sends his envoys, deputies, and they usually act on his with his speeches. They deliver his speeches and so forth. All events that Ramzan Kadyrov has visited recently in the last couple months, they were in the center of Grozny. A couple of them were televised, and he did not look well. He barely spoke because he's not in the best of health condition. There has been a very interesting, not a phenomenon, but very interesting action happening in Chechnya. Ramzan Kadyrov has been transferring his business assets to his close family members. For example, Saishat Kadyrova, his daughter, and other daughters. Saishat Kadyrova held a high position in Chechnyan government. She resigned. So did two other daughters. Saishat Kadyrova flew to Saudi Arabia recently, allegedly to negotiate what happens after the departure of the head of Chechnya from this world to the other world. Kadyrov's health started deteriorating in February, and in March, the main business assets of Ramzan Kadyrov started changing owners. His daughter Aishat Kadyrova became the sole owner of Chechnya's largest exporter, called Chechnyan Mineral Water. Then in March, the wife of Ramzan Kadyrov, Maidni, became the owner of Chechnya's largest private hospital, and this information became public. It leaked. The reporters found it. But the thing is, it is public. It is in Russia's registry of business owners, okay? Right after the reporters got hands on that information and made it public, the Russian regulator agency made the information of Kadyrov's family assets ownership classified. It's not in public domain any longer, and it's unprecedented case. According to some reporters, other assets are also being transferred to different owners, and those owners are close family of Ramzan Kadyrov. It is obvious move to save the assets, business assets of Ramzan Kadyrov's empire after his death. It just makes sense, and it shows that things with Ramzan are not well. It is obvious that Ramzan Kadyrov doesn't have much time left. He's trying to achieve 3 goals now. He has been trying for some time, for a few months. Number 1, he needs to secure the control over the Siloviki, all government agencies in Chechnya, the federal police, the KGB, the National Guard, Rosguardia, and the other ones that are armed, and they can use violence against citizens of Russia, according to the law. And his child, the private army Ahmad. Right now, he has complete control over all Chechnyan government agencies, including the federal police, including the KGB, okay? The question is, what happens after he dies? He needs to make sure that whoever from his family is a successor, will keep the control over this power agencies. Goal number 2, he needs to secure control of all his business assets, the control by his family after his death. And that's obviously he's been doing that. If we don't see much information about Siloviki in public, obviously, we can see the information about businesses changing the owners. And the goal number 3 he's trying to achieve that's the most important goal, to get personal guarantee for safety of his offsprings and the family from Russian President Vladimir Putin. That's the main thing, because no guarantee, no future for the Kadyrovs. But if Putin gives the guarantee that nothing will happen to the sons, the daughters, the wives or wives, or, there are different rumors. So, relatives, the family, then whoever comes after Ramzan will be limited in his power and won't be able to touch the Kadyrovs. In the last months, Ramzan Kadyrov has been trying to make one of his sons, Adam, his successor. Ramzan gave Adam different positions in the government. For example, the position of the chief of national security of Chechnya, head of the security department of head of Chechnya. And, Adam has been in the spotlight in the last months, and he's been touted as the successor of Ramzan. His cavalcade of cars with personal bodyguards equals the one of Ramzan and other things. So this is one problem, though. Adam Kadyrov is underage. He is currently 17. He cannot hold any government positions legally, yet he does. And that's Chechnya for you. It's a very good indication, picture of what's going on inside Chechnya. So the thing is, he cannot be the successor of his father. He cannot lead Chechnya at the age of 17. And even at the age of 18. He needs to be much older than that. Today, an informational bomb exploded. Before moving to today's news, I'd like to take a pause, have a sip of this wonderful English breakfast tea, and I want to thank you. Every one of you who is a part of Inside Russia community, thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for coming back, for liking, for commenting, for interacting, for the messages with good words, for praying along with me and for me. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support, for buying coffees, buymeacoffee.com, for Patreon, PayPal. I give you a promise that despite being demonetized by Google, I will continue telling you the truth. You have my word. And boy, do we have some events, news, and turbulence coming up in the following weeks and months. So, thank you so very much. Well, now you know a little bit about Chechnya, about Ramzan Kadyrov. Today, hugely important event happened. Today, an informational bomb exploded. Ramzan Kadyrov said he asked Vladimir Putin to be removed from his post. Check this out. There was an interview, a reporter from a local news agency, Chechnya Today, was asking Ramzan Kadyrov about the rumors of his future. And Ramzan Kadyrov answered in a pretty direct way. He said, I have also heard these rumors. They write all sorts of things. On the contrary, I myself am asking to be relieved of my post. Someone else will have their own initiatives, their own vision. I hope that my request will be accepted, supported. He was quoted as saying by the Chechnya Сегодня, Chechnya Today news agency. Wow. Wow, oh wow. You see, in Russia, it just doesn't happen. When a strong man, the man in power, the man on the very top, just steps down. It does not happen. That's not how Russia... But you know what? Later on that. Okay. Today, a little later, Ramzan Kadyrov backtracked a bit by saying, he made a different release in his Telegram channel. Many did not understand the meaning of my words about resignation. I do not decide whether I will remain in the position of the head of Chechen Republic or not. Yes, I can ask or suggest, but no matter how I speak, no matter how I ask, such the decision will be made only by one person, our Supreme Commander in Chief, the President of Russia, Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin. I am an infantryman. I am a team man. There is an order and I carry it out. Well, the later message, the second message, is also pretty important, okay? There's a very interesting situation in Russian media right now. It's silence. Everyone's waiting for the big news, and everyone does not know how to react to what Ramzan Kadyrov just announced. And everyone is feeling that there's a change in the air. You know, before a huge rainstorm hits, you see the clouds, you see the darkness, you see it moves right to you, you see all of a sudden this wind picks up. You know, minutes before it downpours, but then there is a few minutes of relative quietness and silence, okay? And then you have few drops, and then it starts pouring. This is exactly what is happening in Russia today. Everyone is silent, has been silent today. Everyone's waiting for the big news, for Vladimir Putin to accept the resignation and remove Ramzan from the post, or to keep them there, or to ignore. That's also a response. Wow, I saw that happen when Rostov-on-Don was captured by Yevgeny Prigozhin and his private army, ЧВК Wagner. I remember I was doing a live stream right here, and all of a sudden we were in the chat, live stream chat, which we will be in a few minutes from now. But someone asked me, Konstantin, do you know anything about ЧВК Wagner moving on to Rostov? And I said, well, you know, rumors. And then all of a sudden I see news on my telephone in one of the Telegram channels, that Wagner channel, that's saying we're moving into Rostov. And I go, wait a second, I need to stop this live stream, and I will be live streaming of the developments. And I was doing so. And I remember I was the only person in the world doing it. I caught just the right moment. And I was broadcasting, and many of you who are watching right now, you were in that live stream. And I was giving you the news, and the news were absolutely incredible. There was a gunfight in Rostov-on-Don, and no one knew at the time who was shooting at who. And it was intense for 15 minutes. There were two sides shooting at each other. And then the cops just disappeared from Rostov, became policeless. And ЧВК Wagner just moved in, and was moving, the tanks were moving on the main streets of Rostov, and no one was saying anything about that. There was silence, okay? I stopped live stream at 4 in the morning when CNN started picking up the news and started, you know, coming up with own interpretations and reports, okay? And I feel this is what happened today. Half of the day, because Ramzan's news came in the afternoon, early afternoon, so half of the day, silence. Everyone is waiting, okay? There's been very little commentary on this topic anywhere. I think this is the silence before the political storm. Chechnya is hugely important for Russia, for Putin and his regime. As you remember, there were two wars, civil wars in Russia. Chechnyan War number 1 and Chechnyan War number 2. Twice, Chechnya tried to declare independence from Russia. And the federal army moved in, and there was fierce fighting, and so many people died. Okay, and Vladimir Putin, when he became president in the year of 2000, he made a deal with Ramzan's father, Ahmad, and brought him onto the side of the federals. to the side of the Russian state. Ahmad was leading the rebellion. He was number one man. And Putin somehow bought him offered him something, and Ahmad changed sides. He sided with Vladimir Putin, and he was made the head of the Chechnya. So later, he was assassinated, and Vladimir Putin made Ramzan, his son, his successor. He placed Ramzan as the head of Chechnya. Putin gave Ramzan his job. In return, Ramzan guaranteed the stability of Chechnya. In return for the stability, Vladimir Putin was giving incredible amounts of money to Chechnya, personally to Ramzan Kadyrov, from the federal budget. Okay, that's the balance of power until now. Chechnya is a power keg, and Putin is responsible for making it the power keg because he was pumping it with money. There are different clans, power clans in Chechnya, and they're called tapes, and they're based on blood relations. So it's big families, so to speak. And no one in Chechnya has forgotten the wars, the civil wars. The political stability in Chechnya is the guarantee of the stability of Putin's regime. Okay, because there's a powder keg sitting right inside Russia. And Putin's regime is stable for as long as that keg is quiet, it doesn't blow up. And this public statement by Ramzan Kadyrov today is a message that he is ready to ignite it. You give me what I want, and I will guarantee the stability. Through my family, through my successors, through the inner circles of my servants and, those who are with me and around me. And if you don't appease me, there will be trouble after I am gone, because there will be no one to act as the glue to keep Chechnya together. You see, it is no longer the fight under the carpet. It is in the public domain, and Ramzan Kadyrov is the one who brought it into the public domain. I can compare it to the situation when, boxers have a bout and they go round after round after round, going back and forth, saving some energy, thinking for the next round and round after that. And it gets to a point when they just forget about caution. They go all out without holding back. They know this is it. This is the point. They're gonna either win or they're gonna lose right now. And they use whatever they have, everything they have. They throw into, punching the opponent, losing the last pieces of their energy. And this is what happened today. This has started. As we know, whoever controls Dune controls spies, and whoever controls spies controls the universe. I hope there are Dune lovers among you. I personally love the book, and I love the movie. Same thing with Chechnya. Whoever controls the head of Chechnya controls Chechnya. And whoever controls Chechnya controls Putin's Russia. And we are seeing the finale. There's no holding back anymore, because the strong men in Russia do not give up power. That is the ultimate prize for all the governors, all the heads of Siloviki agencies. The head of the federal police, the head of the KGB, the head of Rosguardia. It is the price for the head of the Russian state. It is a pyramid, many pyramids inside one big pyramid. In this big pyramid, Vladimir Putin is on top. But there are small pyramids, the agencies, the provinces, they're all pyramids. And the strongmen try to go on top of those pyramids. And once they get there, they hang on until they die or until they're killed, physically or politically. Chechnya is a very big deal. Controlling Chechnya is huge power. And Ramzan Kadyrov will not give it up just because he's tired or because he thinks he's done enough. His ultimate goal is to control power, to hang on to his ultimate power inside the Chechnya, inside this pyramid, for as long as he can, for as long as he is alive. Because you see what happens? He is frantically trying to transfer business assets to his children. He's trying to get deals in Dubai with Dubai sheikhs, so they accept their children and family members will not give them to Russia, okay, in case someone in Russia would want them back. He's frantically trying to make deal with Vladimir Putin, trying to get the guarantee from him, okay? And he knows when he's gone, when the power is gone, everything that he has built will fall apart. But you know what? That's a very interesting situation because Russia is big Chechnya and Vladimir Putin is big Ramzan Kadyrov. The same will happen to Vladimir Putin once he's out of power, off the top. His world, his family, his business empire that he's built around him will fall apart into ashes, okay? And that's what Ramzan Kadyrov is trying to avoid. He knows this is it. He knows the game over for him. And he goes ahead and announces that he wants Vladimir Putin to remove him. It's a message. It's a message before May 9th parade. It's a very well-timed message because Vladimir Putin is playing his own game right now. He is going to drop another informational bomb on the Russian people, Russian state, and the world on May 9th or soon after, in the days after, okay? He's going to declare victory. And he's going to change the direction Russia will be going in the following years, perhaps decades, okay? And Ramzan Kadyrov, just before that happens, he sends Vladimir Putin a message saying, hey, don't forget about me, because I am sitting on the power keg, and I can light it up at any time. And if we go along, and if we make a deal, I'll make sure that keg is quiet. And if I don't get what I want, you never know. Vladimir, you're going to have big leaders on your parade, the showcase of your might, the Chinese leader, perhaps the European scum, the Serbian leader is in negotiations right now, whether he will come or not. The other leaders will come, and the whole world will be watching at you. It's one thing when you have consensus, when you have peace inside your system, but that's a completely different story for you when you have a civil war inside on your hands. Then you're going to be looked at differently by those folks who are going to be around you, Z, Kim, and the other boys on the parade. And that is the message, very well timed, and it's a very strong message. And then I want you to look at this. At the end, you can read, I am an infantryman, exclamation sign. An infantryman. I am a team player, team man. There is an order, I carry it out. And I think that's the hidden message. Boy, we're going to be seeing a lot of events unfolding very fast in Russia. Watch the next event happens on May 9th, and I will definitely comment that. After May 9th, there will be multiple Vladimir Putin speeches, and he will be steering Russia into a completely different direction. Basically, he's going to be placing the country under military tracks, because that's the only choice he has to keep the economy alive. I will keep you informed. Please, if you want to know state of current events about Russia in Russia, I'd like to remind you that every day I select 9 news that I find important and make them available to patrons of Inside Russia at patreon.com. 9 news every single day, 6 days a week. I feel it helps those who are interested to know what is happening in Russia and with Russia, to find the information that is important, that matters, and most importantly, cannot be found anywhere in the mainstream media. The Patreon account of Inside Russia, I'll leave a link in the description and in the pinned comment. Check it out. Consider subscribing, becoming patron, and I hope you like it. I'm working real hard to bring you the news. Thank you so very much. It's been my message. I am eagerly awaiting what happens next, how events will be unfolding, and I will certainly keep you informed. Now I invite everyone to join me in the live stream chat. Please let me know what you think of today's message. Do you agree with me about the message that Ramzan Kadyrov is sending, or you think I'm off? Let me know. It's always incredibly interesting to learn feedback from you, from whoever watches the messages. Thank you so much. I'm turning the live stream chat on right now, and that's the most favorite thing for me to do, because I'm just sitting in front of a camera telling you my takes on this event, and then when I turn the live stream chat on, it explodes with people. I see that there are people on the other side. I see you interacting, and this is just fantastic. So thank you so much. Let me just, as I am opening a live stream chat in a separate window, I am asking you to not forget to be polite and respectful to the other members. No discussing US politics, and just please, no hate speech. Be nice to each other. We have a fantastic moderation team: Lorna, Mami K, Bob S, Harry Potnan, Amir Fazat, and Dirk. Fantastic moderators who keep this community pleasant and nice. So thank you, friends. If you want to see your message, if you want me to see your message easier, faster, please put it in all caps and put Inside Russia after @ sign. That way it's highlighted in large orange box and I can see it easier. If I don't see your message, it doesn't mean that I ignore you. It means that I simply skipped it. There are so many messages. I never avoid unpleasant questions, direct questions, and I don't mind when someone disagrees with me. I actually like it very much, and I like answering uncomfortable questions, so no problems. I never skip for the question itself. It's just there are too many. Sometimes I just miss them. So thank you so much for coming. I see lots of usual suspects. It's a very, well, as expected, a very popular topic. It's very breaking news. So again, mods, hello, thank you for coming. And the usual suspects: Samsa, Pinda, Leitmotiv, Terry, Ferrari Guy, Lilith Eden. Some show up every day, some I haven't seen for a while, so thank you for coming back. Lilith Eden, Stefan, Andreas, Ann, Austin, Werner, thanks for the email. Stacy, Mopsy's gone. Constantine is live. Yeah, alive, and well. Bethany, good to see you. Sam the Legend K, Pamela, Baker Stock, Velvet Magneta, Len Kelly, JB, Angela McNaw, GSP, Kaltenberg, good to see you. Rob Underworld, Ronnie, Samurai Conscience, Ree, Jodes, Keith, T. Carlson. Is this Tucker Carlson in the house? T. Carlson, are you Tucker? Tucker Carlson? I have lots of questions for you then. Jeffrey, 16, Anya Fink, Kev Sullivan, and Peter Alou. Anyway, friends, thank you for coming. I will just jump straight to the questions that are in caps and highlighted. Werner, would and could Putin support 17-year-old to hold on to Chechnya with troops? A peaceful transition of power sounds doubtful. Putin has been denying the 17-year-old. He's not favoring the 17-year-old Adam. And I think that's a very big concern for Ramzan Kadyrov. Putin, there are all the signs that he is not going to be approved as the successor. And I think that Putin has his own plans for Chechnya because he has not been responding. He has not made it clear who he wants to see after Ramzan Kadyrov. And that gives Putin political maneuvering after Ramzan dies. It's actually, Putin is a very smart, very cunning political man. You know, he plays games, he clashes people, he changes sides, he solves conflicts. He's an ex-KGB agent, spy. He was taught to do that, okay? And I think what he's doing right now, he's playing Ramzan Kadyrov, and Ramzan knows that. That's why Ramzan flew to Dubai and was trying to make a deal with those guys to get their promises to keep the family of Ramzan safe and not to give it back to Russia. And that enraged Putin, from what I heard. Okay, so Werner, so far, it looks like... I mean, how can you leave the 17-year-old as the head of Chechnya? Come on, there are so many political forces that they will try to eat him alive. Harry, good to see you. Bob, Lorna, fantastic to see you, friends. Thank you for this valuable insight on the complicated going-ons in Russia. Samurai Conscience, thank you very much for these words. This is what I do. I know a great deal of Russia. I know what's happening. I keep on monitoring, okay? And then I feel this is my mission, to let the world know what is happening and to let the world know the truth. That's the most important thing. Rob Underworld, thank you. Any news on Russia having use of Indonesian air bases? No news on that. I will keep my eyes open. But you know what? May 9th parade. You watch. If there's a presence from Indonesia, then there might be a negotiation or already a deal made. Okay, that's a very important event. Who comes to visit May 9th parade? Who shakes Putin's hand? Who stands behind him? A big deal. That's going to be his tour de force. That's going to be his showcase of power, okay? He's going to be declaring victory. Saying, look, these people behind me, they shake my hand. We're not isolated anymore. You know, Donald Trump himself talked to me for 2 months discussing Ukraine, and it wasn't us, it was Ukraine who broke the deal. So Donald Trump, the almighty American president, told everyone that me and him will be deciding the fate of the Middle East. That's what he's going to be telling everyone or showing everyone in messages just a couple days from now. So please watch that. We will see a lot of answers then. T. Carlson, will Kadyrov fall out of the window? I don't think so. Why? There's no need. Madap Max, good evening. Never read the book, but also love Dune, the movies, the old one, the classic, the new, not bad either. I like the new better, but I like the classic one very much also. I also know that there's a game called Dune, a very old computer game from early 90s, and then Dune 2. I actually played Dune 2 while I was a college student. as I was fascinated, okay? So I'm a big fan of Dune and Dune universe, and I read the book long time ago, and it's fantastic stuff. Can't wait to see the movie number 3. G Coffee, thank you so much from Terrapin Springs, Florida. Sending my love to Florida. Kev Sullivan, Omaha, Nebraska. If you run into the Oracle of Omaha, say hello from me. Leitmotiv, how can I watch Victory Parade? Is it streamed on YouTube? I think it will be streamed on YouTube. You know what? It's a good idea. I will post a link if I find the way for you to watch it. Or you can certainly go onto the website of Первый канал, the channel number 1, channel 1.